Good morning.
Good moment and welcome. We're trying a new thing with our live countdown. It's exciting. Welcome to our daily contemplation. I'm Juna
Sabine.
from Synergy in Motion, where we're all about living true to you and what makes your heart laugh and living with more wonder and awe on this amazing planet.
And at the moment we're contemplating the hexagrams of the I-Ching, which are really like holographic little pictures of life and living and the dynamics that are unfolding in life and the ones that hold us back or lift us up. So we're playing in that field, and today we're still in the 35th hexagram, which is all about so many things. I'm just like, wow. About this hunger for living and change and being alive and the adventure of living and moving into that boundlessness of being free of the mind and the control of the mind. And we were asking that question to ourselves, what's so great about living true to you? Like, is there actually something great about it? And absolutely, that's like, I got all excited about it. Because when you start freeing yourself from the dominance of your mind, life can flow through you and unfold in a way that it just cannot if you're trying to control everything with your mind, right? The mind only lives in the known. It doesn't live in the moment. It lives
in the magic.
Magic is eliminated because magic by definition is acausal, and that's something that the mind cannot tolerate. Like, there has to be a reason for everything, and I have to get it right so that I get the big prize at the end of the day. But that's not how life really works, or not in my experience. Who am I to say? But that's my little experience in this life, on this planet. When you let go of your mind as the master of your life, you start the adventure of living and really experience a magic that is eliminated in the mundane world, because magic unfolds in the moment and different every time. And when you try to live only by the known, you are not able to perceive that.
And in a body sense, it's living from the neck up, right? That stops everything, and everything is in the head. It's all the constructs, all the fantasies, all of the desires are in the head, but it's not connected to the body. So when we breathe and we connect to the body and to life, like the life force that wants to move through. Life force doesn't really want to move through the thoughts. Life force comes through the body, and with the connection of all the other life forms, alive forms. The mind is really great at storing and tracking information and data, and we do need it for lots of things, but as a way to move the energy. We are energy beings first and foremost, and that energy wants to live. It wants to be expressed through our voice and through action. And when our mind comes in, it's often creates a stopping, or it feels like you're efforting or pushing so hard. So that if you're doing that, you know that you're in the mind. And when you can really let go and allow the body to speak to you, then you can start that adventure of living true to you, not just from the head, but from your entire being and body.
And that there is a moment that requires you to really face your fear to be different, and to like let go and also trust yourself that whatever life brings to you, you are present in it and you will be able to be with it. I've seen so many people being afraid of the unknown because what if life delivers something that you don't like, or that hurts you, or that asks you to do something that you don't like or don't want to do? And that is really, today, contemplate, do you live in a world that is hostile to you, that wants you to suffer? Or do you live in a world that actually has your back? That's like a fundamental choice, and we have so ingrained in us that we are faulty by default and therefore life does not treat us well. That's actually not my experience. Even in times when things get tough, I always have that life has my back. There are always resources available to me that I can access to change the situation. Do I necessarily like it? Not always. No. Is it hard? Absolutely. Is it sometimes painful? Absolutely. But there, in all of this, there is an intensity of living that makes it almost beautiful again. It's oxymoron that the mind doesn't understand, but that's what happens when you let go of the mind as the judge of your life as well.
And let go of controlling everything. The mind always is trying to gain control and trying to make sense of everything. And a lot of what we say sometimes might just bypass your mind or make your mind go zzz. And that's actually a good thing. That's when you can relax into the body and let the energy take over, right? It's not about figuring it all out. It's about allowing the energy and allowing life to serve you, allowing life energy to come to you. And it always does. It always is coming to you. Life comes. We don't have to push it or seek it or make it happen. It can come to us.
And if you're feeling very exhausted, that might also be because we're living in intense times. But if that is kind of a continuous theme in your life, you might want to look at how much you feel the burden of having to make life happen. And that you are the source, the only source for life, because you need to be so in control that life cannot just randomly happen. And just for a moment, take that time and just go, okay, what for this moment, if I didn't have to be sourcing life, but could live my life and be part of life.
And allow life to come to you.
There's so much more. Yeah, but take that moment to just, and you might not have that in all areas of your life where you have the feeling, I have to. You might just have that in the way that you generate money, or in your relationship, or in terms of your health, that you have to make it happen instead of playing with the elements that are actually present.
So if you're, let's say, a single parent or you're living by yourself, that often comes like, I have to do it all by myself. And just for today, allow the beings seen and unseen to contribute to you. You are not the source of it all. You can receive the contribution from life.
And there's not, in my point of view again, there is not one big something out there that says, okay, let's give this to that person and give that to that person. No, it's a web of life that unfolds, that dances, and within that dance, resources are freed up, things are disintegrating. It's a constant birthing process of life. Things occur, things disappear, and it's a dance. It's not a right and wrong. It's magic all the time. And magic is always present. Miracles always unfold. I mean, just the fact that your heart is beating is a miracle. Why is your heart beating? I don't know. We can do some physical explanation, but ultimately, why are we breathing? Why does life exist? I haven't heard an explanation about that yet. And it's not explainable because it's magic, right? It's always there. But when you live in the world of the mind, you eliminate that. You literally are not able to perceive that. And when you let go of the mind as your master of living, then you also have access to senses that are beyond the five senses. And life becomes beautiful, and you become free of the control of norm and can really choose how you choose to live your life. You might not be able to choose what unfolds, but you can always choose whether you have your heart open or whether you're in control and close your heart and live from your mind. That always is a choice.
And what is living true to you? Is living true to you having your heart closed and trying to figure it all out with your head? Or is living true to you allowing all of life to come to you and be dance partners with life itself. Mm-hmm. What sounds more intriguing? What sounds more fun? What gives you that life energy?
Mm-hmm. And the challenge is really meeting that status quo and the fear of losing the status quo and losing your tribe. And that might be just a partner, that might be a pattern that you're living in your life, that might be your family or a whole culture. Right? It's different for everybody, but it's always that sticking point that
it's
makes
that
us
fear.
hold on.
It's the fear, and going just outside of the fear. If you take that leap, you might be really surprised at what else opens up. You might find a new tribe, a new family, a new way of being that through letting fear stop you, you'll never have the adventure of going beyond that.
Mm-hmm. And that new tribe might well be all of life. How would that be if all of life, all the expressions, all the different forms of life and living would be your tribe? There's something to contemplate.
Yes, the plants, the animals, the minerals, the water, the earth, the air, the fire, and all the beings and all the glory of their diversity.
Mm-hmm. And that's when then the mind comes back in and is able to play in that field and write poetry, create beautiful movies and sing songs or whatever that is. It helps us to be in that and play in that, but it's not the boss.
And it can help us formulate and articulate the experiences that we can share with one another through the mind. So lots to contemplate today. In this 35th hexagram, all about progress and change. We are in dynamic change time. So it's super exciting and it brings up all the fear. It brings up everything. So how can you play and dance with this life energy and the magic of living true to you in the now moment?
And let's not recreate something based on the old norms and status quos. Let's all be the wild cards, the ones that invite magic into this world, so that things can actually unfold differently than they have in the past, and not have history repeat itself again. Not fun. That's we're done with that. That's so yesterday.
It is.
Let's create something new. So just take this moment and just come home to yourself. And for this moment, in this moment, it's a good moment right now.
Yes.
Just allow yourself to let go and let life. You don't have to be the source for everything. You don't have to understand it. You're here in life to be you. Just relax into that. Let your mind rest for this moment. And allow your body and your whole being to relax. Nothing to figure out at this moment. And just allow your heart to beat, your breath to flow, and your magic to unfold and sparkle. And allow the change that is unfolding to unfold. You just ride it. You don't have to make it happen. Thank you. And a big thank you for being you.
Yes.
Being on this journey, daring to be alive in this time.
So precious.
Mm-hmm.
So remember, with this, you are creating a whole new world today with you, your magic, your beating heart. Let's celebrate. Today is a good day. Now is a good moment. And we'll see you tomorrow at 9 o'clock.
Here, it's Energy in Motion.